designer.
Even Nidki, what happened to this guy? He's over-excited. Let's see.
Yes. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
What happened?
Bro, I saw all your vlogs, bro.
Okay.
They are very inspirational. I will become UX designer, bro. As you said, all in your vlogs.
Very proud.
I will design for business, bro.
Okay.
Not just for user. I will design for business.
Yes.
I will do research. How many days, years, months, weeks it will take. I will design a very good product. I will give my business like this, bro.
Okay. Bro.
Yes.
When?
How many years it might take?
Do one thing. Okay. You can see one nice pond is there here.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Okay, let me explain. Thank you for the acting.
Yes.
So, I love the enthusiasm and I love how the vlogs are working.
Thank you, bro.
But what you reminded me is a very, very nice misconception which a lot of people, including you, right? I have a nice name for these people.
What is
Pilla. Pilla Pitre. Basically, this is one of the biggest immaturities people have. That is,
okay.
since as a designer, as a UX designer, if I have to become a very valuable UX designer, of course, one level you need to understand that, hey, you're not just simply designing only for users. Ultimately, you're working for a business, and it is very important that you will have to impact a business through finding opportunities to create experiences for users. It's a good level of understanding, and I know you're very excited the moment you realize that.
Yeah.
Right? But then comes the next level of immaturity. That is, by the way, for those people who are not understanding what we are saying, do watch this video. It will be really helpful. It will be a very, very eye-opening perspective on how does UX designer become very valuable. Okay. Anyway, the misconception which people get to over here is the fact that I will do anything and everything and whatever it takes to actually go and my design very, very good to create an amazing product which will really, really succeed. Correct? That's what you are also thinking, that ultimately, if you'll have to impact a business, whatever you make will have to lead to a very, very amazing and very, very good product.
Yeah.
Correct? But let me tell you one thing. Most experienced designers are not really aiming for going and designing for creating amazing products. They are designing for actually going and creating failed products.
Double bokeh kada. Whole money mixing in this Sangi tank, no, bro.
No. Why do you think? Why are you thinking like that?
Because failing means loss. Loss means no money.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that the business is aiming to obviously fail eventually. The business wants to succeed. No business wants to just fail eventually. But we need to understand one very good thing about what successful businesses do. That's where the clue is. So let me give some context about this. Over the years, I should say decades and generations, obviously there is enough study on how do you create successful businesses, right? So obviously whenever there is a business, it clearly means that businesses can fail, right? And especially when it comes to when you start up a business, right? Especially, or in other words, we call them startups, right? There is a very, very high chance that businesses fail. Right? Startups do fail. We keep hearing that 90%, 95%, 97% startups fail. There are enough studies which tell us what can make your business successful in the long run. And ironically, the thing about actually making successful businesses is to actually understand the art of going and understanding where does your business fail. Let me explain it with an actual example. Okay. See, you keep saying, right, that your aim, life's goal is to actually set up.
Why do you want to bring my past history into this? But
you want to set up one Pani Puri shop.
Yes.
You can make much more money even than UX designers.
Yes, bro.
Let's actually bring that. Okay. So let us say you want to set up a Pani Puri shop. Now, I'll give you two options. Okay. One is you do a lot of research, like basically talk to multiple people, go and search on the internet, go to a school, attend all the classes on how to make very, very good food and all that stuff, and figure out what is the best recipe for creating a Pani Puri. Basically spend some 2 years time doing all this stuff, right? And after that, go and practice for 1 year to make a very, very good, perfect Pani Puri. Then for around 1 more year,
Ah.
go and search the best locations which is possible in Bangalore for putting a Pani Puri. Spend some money,
Ah.
some maybe 3 to 4 months time on giving market research to a market research agency.
Okay.
You spend some time and money with them
Ah.
and finding out what is the optimal cost to price your Pani Puri,
Okay.
right? Do all this stuff and in around 5 years,
I'll
you will
read
go-
Rajmouli's, but
and the time Rajmouli takes as well. Right? And by that time, you set up one Pani Puri stall. Nice, no? You did so much research, you did everything very well. You have done market research also. You have learned the art of creating Pani Puri very well. Amazing. You will have an amazing business of Pani Puri. So, in this way, you will have the best Pani Puri stall in this entire Bangalore, in entire India itself, and you will have amazing business.
bro, when will I sell Pani Puris if I take 6-7 years research?
This is like a nice Rajmouli's happy story, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine, after all these 6 years, if by any chance, if the Pani Puri doesn't work,
దూకేయడమే ఇందులో ఇంకేముంది జంపింగ్ ఓన్లీ
right? That's exactly when you initially started, I said, go jump. That's the point, right?
Okay.
So even from this very common sense example, we understand that the way to have a successful business is not by going and spending heavy amounts of time or heavy amounts of money
ఓకే
into actually going and perfecting without even launching, right? It doesn't work. What businesses have understood and have always advised us is make sure that you go and try things out as quickly as possible. For example, all you can do is today itself, take some vehicle,
ఓకే
go home, prepare some Pani Puri, whatever you know,
ఓకే
right? Go, try stand somewhere, like probably near the Sankey tank itself. You can come to Sankey tank one day, you'll probably find Vamsi selling Pani Puris, maybe any other day after this video. So let us say you do that, right? You sell. It's a probably few people try, they'll not like it, no sales are happening, right? Then probably you'll stop one person, bhaiya, wait, right? I saw that I can give you this Pani Puri for free, but looks like it's not working out for you. Can you tell me?
ఓకే
That person will probably say, hey, idem Pani Puri las tu. He'll probably give some reaction like that.
యా
Right? Probably they'll leave. Right?
Okay.
In this way, when you talk to people or you yourself, what you'll do, in one, you will probably mix the water in a slightly different manner.
యా
Right? Probably you'll keep changing the taste, you'll keep changing the quantity. You'll try
Experimenting.
a hot Pani Puri or a cold Pani Puri. In this way, you keep doing that. You keep seeing what reactions people are giving and what is actually giving you a better
yes
thing for you, right?
Yeah.
That day you tried like this, nothing worked out. Next day you come, you do another experiment. In this way, literally, almost without any amount of time and money spent, in probably just 1 month time, you will be able to reach a very, very good Pani Puri, which can work for people who can come in this particular area. And you might have a very, very high chance of doing a very good Pani Puri business.
ఓకే దట్ మేక్స్ మోర్ సెన్స్ అబౌట్ పానీపూరి యా
Right?
యా
That means what you're trying to do over here, if you really observe, is in every small experiment which you are trying to do about Pani Puri,
యా
you are actually going and trying to fail or understand where does your Pani Puri fail. In your pursuit to go and understand how is it that you can make a better Pani Puri which goes and sells, you're absolutely aiming for having a successful business. But what you're doing is, the faster you understand why your Pani Puri is not selling and what is not working out, the faster you can go and make those changes and have a better probability of going and selling a much better Pani Puri. If you underline the central point of what is happening in this entire story which I've told, is that you're actually aiming for failing fast.
ఓకే ఓకే
So by failing fast, you're also winning fast.
ఓ
Makes sense, right?
యా యా
Makes sense, right? And don't think me as UX Sandeep has created this entire concept. Not like that, right? I'm just a mentor who makes people understand existing concepts in a relatable manner. Right?
యాజ్ ఇఫ్ ఐ నో ఆల్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్స్ బిఫోర్ యూ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ నౌ
Right? If I'm creating my own concepts, probably I should keep one Ananda at the end of my name. Anudeep Ananda. Anyway, right? So, no. So, what I'm explaining to you, what I explained to you until now is literally called as the lean approach.
ఓ దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ లీన్ ఎక్స్ప్లోజ్ ఇస్
You remember that one blue color book I
yeah
gave you?
I put it safely in my shelf the other day yeah
I know how much of books you read. Yeah, so this is called as a lean approach. So basically, that book, and of course, this is a very popular approach, right?
Hmm.
They are also talk about some traditional models where they were literally trying to do things exactly like this
Okay.
Pani Puri example which I gave, right?
Okay.
Doing immense amounts of research, not
Huh.
showing it to anyone, being in such secretive mode, and like basically taking years and spending a lot of money on market research and all, and trying to launch something, and absolutely leaving it to gamble, and products absolutely fail. And in fact, these, if you read these books, they'll give you examples of how like very big products were, they were supposed to be a big hit,
Huh.
have actually failed, not because of the way the research is done,
Huh.
because as the time has gone. I think there is an example about these coin boxes or something like that. They did very good research about this coin telephone box or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
by the time they launched it, people
Coin
started using
boxes,
cell phone. Right? So, I don't know whether this example is there, but it still makes sense.
Yes, yes.
Right? Because time is also very costly. You can't literally leave it to chance.
Understood.
Right? Time
Yeah.
is also very important. So, the better you experiment, and from every experiment, what do you learn and go and take it forward is what is more important than actually going and trying to perfect your approach even before doing anything.
Got it.
You might say, hey, all this is fine. How is it that I can bring all this into what I am doing right now as a UX designer? If you see, the biggest variable which we have been playing around here is time. So if you think of it, the biggest variable which we are playing with around here is time.
Time.
That means you can't have so much amount of time to actually go and do your experiments.
Okay.
So that's why very important concept in lean approach is the time you give to do an experimentation that is generally called as a sprint.
Okay.
Okay? You keep hearing this word sprint, right?
Right? Yeah.
So the sprint time is very important. Generally, they take around 2 weeks time, or probably sometimes you might have heard about these hackathons, which are nothing but 48-hour sprints,
Yeah.
right? So you give limited time, and you say, hey, you know what? We are trying to aiming to build something like this. In this time, whatever happens will happen, because that's one experiment. We want to launch and see what is going to work. We will learn from all the failures which are happening over here.
Understood.
Right?
Understood.
And we'll fix the things which are not working and retain the things which are working for us.
Got it.
That's exactly what we need to embrace as a strategy as UX designers as well, right? Because when you support lean businesses, that is when you also become a lean UX designer.
Acha.
You might have heard this term as well, lean UX.
Yeah.
Right?
Just now you told. Yeah.
That's the point. See, in a very common sense manner, we are literally learning all these terms, right? We're just realizing these terms even without actually becoming very scared about these terms, right?
Yes.
Now, what does a lean UX designer do over here? A lean UX designer tries to go and support this experimentation. That means, as quickly as possible, can you go and present your hypothesis in such a way that the team can actually launch it and get results from it. So what is the meaning of launch? That means this product actually is delivered as experience to the users.
Okay.
That means they can actually use it in their apps or phones or whatever interfaces they're using your product in. The product has to reach them. That means it has to be developed. So in the time period, let us say it's 2 weeks time period, in your lean approach, as UX designer, you need to support your team reach the development within 2 weeks. That means you'll also have to plan your UX project in such a way that you will be able to deliver even within this time period. Not even, if the sprint is 2 weeks, you'll probably not even get a week to actually go and design and deliver.
Yeah.
Which means this might sound scary, but actually gives a lot of relief. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Right? Because when I was telling the initial story of the Pani Puri, it was actually very scary at every point of that complete 6 years.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, a big joke on our graduation and all the engineering and all the stuff we do. But anyway, textbook education. But coming back, anyway, so at every point of time, this statement really is very well. At every point of time, you're actually scared whether this entire pursuit will actually work out for your Pani Puri business or not.
Yes.
Right? In the same manner, it becomes very relieving because you actually don't have to aim for perfection. Since you're aiming for failing, it is okay to go and do mistakes. It gives you a lot of freedom to actually try out something very crazy. In fact, you can bring out the creativity which you have as a designer much more in a lean approach rather than in a very traditional approach. In fact, your Pani Puri will see much bigger success if you creatively keep trying multiple things as your experimentation over here.
Okay.
Right? You will have the freedom to experiment, because ultimately what will
Yeah.
happen, let us say you did some very, very sweet Pani Puri or something like that.
Yes.
Right? At the max, what will happen?
People will reject it.
People reject it. For how long?
Maybe
Only for
until
that
the
2
next
weeks.
experiment. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. And thinking from another perspective, if we research and all for 5 or 6 years, we might not even be in the mood to change it if necessary, bro.
Absolutely. This is a very, very important point, right? Because you have spent so much time on it,
We'll
you'll be
start loving
so
it.
attached to it,
Yeah.
right? And everything literally looks like a failure because you have taken so much time to put that and it
Yeah.
doesn't work. And then you can't change.
Yes.
And you'll not even be willing to change. You'll not even be accepting that change can happen in that weeks of time, because all you've aimed for is perfection.
Yes.
So, what UX designers are doing over here is to actually bring in their creativity, bring in their thought process,
Huh.
be a little more relaxed and willing to experiment more and deliver much more faster. You might ask me, yes, should I completely throw away research? Should I completely do nothing else? All I have to do is just make some animations on the screens? No, that's the point. People generally think every UX project, every initiative, whatever I get, all I need to do is just simply go and insert the entire textbook UX process over there. It doesn't matter. What matters is, what are you trying to experiment? Are you trying to make something better? Are you trying to introduce some new feature? Are you trying to actually go and completely learn about something about a new cohort of customers? It all depends on what is the experiment you're trying to do. Along with your business, you will literally decide what you want to do as your UX designer.
Okay.
That means, does it actually take that you go and find out few things from research? Does it actually take that you actually go and take the previous experience and test it with the customers on the road by going and doing some guerrilla testing? Or do you actually ditch research for this particular cycle, go and make better ideas from what are the thoughts which you couldn't implement in the last cycle? Or do you actually make and do some certain fancy animations because you think that the product is working fine, it has some good value, but this time you want to make sure that the experience is nailed down? You decide it basis the sprint. That means you will basically do multiple types of UX projects basis the experimentation which your company is willing to do. What, bro?
Bro, mind is equal to blown, bro. In 30 minutes, you changed the entire way I'm looking at UX, my research,
Yeah.
my Pani Puri shop, everything you changed.
Now you can actually become a UX designer. You know what? UX might work out much better. That's the beauty. See, the point is, all knowledge, all of this knowledge is available out there. It's not that it's not available out there.
Yeah.
All it takes is the right perspectives and the right person to actually deliver these perspectives. Right? Good that we are having this conversation right now.
Yes.
Right? That's why my advice is, how will you learn all this? Right? How will you learn all this? It won't happen just by sitting out there and just sitting worried, right? It will only happen when you start having conversations with people, right? Just like we are having a conversation over here. Just go out there, reach out to people, talk to everyone. The point is, the very, very good part about lean approach is, since you're understanding how to experiment, everyone is actually trying to go and do very, very different experiments, if you think about it, right? They're trying to experiment something for their own requirement. So you don't have to worry about finding the right approach to go and design. You will go and find out all the ways in which people are doing mistakes. That's why you can obviously talk to a lot of people and learn so much about how you can experiment.
Okay.
That's my point, bro. That's my point. Everyone is chasing the wrong thing that is the right thing to do. Now I can name myself UX Babananda. So that's my advice, right? Because you're chasing the wrong thing, because you're chasing the right way to do UX, because you're chasing the perfect way to do UX so that you can build a perfect product, you're literally not having any conversations. You're literally only choosing for one success formula in terms of what is the ideal UX process that I can follow in all my projects.
Got it.
And from now, you literally throw all this away. What you learn is you will actually go and learn the ways people are actually experimenting. How are they failing? What are the insights which they got?
Yeah.
What are the learnings which they had in their own perspective? And how does that inspire you to actually go and do things for your project? And even if it is not related, it will totally inspire you.
Yes.
And for that, you can actually watch this video. So this is an amazing video
Yes.
on getting inspiration from random things out there and making things happen instead of just sitting out there and thinking inside.
Yeah.
Right? So with that being said, Guys, if you love this, please comment about your questions on this new lean approach. Please definitely go and like this video and share it with those people whom you think also needs to get this very eye-opening perspective, right? But definitely, I'll be waiting for your comments and questions. And I'm damn sure there'll be a lot of confusions about this concept. I'm happy to answer. So please do comment.
And subscribe.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. Inka dukai.
No, I need not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need not.